Hello and welcome to this demonstration for exploring how to utilize the ALV functionality within an SAP system. Now ALV stands for ABAP List Viewer. But don't get confused, we're not going to be touching ABAP itself, the programming language. Now what the ABAP List Viewer allows us to do is manipulate data that is output to the screen on an ALV report. The data gets showed in a table format, but then we can use the various tools within the ALV functionality to filter, sort, and export data to spreadsheets. So let's take a look. So for this scenario, we're going to execute a transaction for listing inbound delivery of goods receipts. So let's enter transaction code VL06I and then click the continue button to run the program. Once we get shown the first screen, what we have to do is click the For Goods Receipts button, which then brings us to a selection screen for us to run our reports. So first of all, what we're going to do is compose a list using the inbound delivery numbers. And to do that, I'm going to enter a couple of values in the inbound delivery filter boxes. So 1A, lots of zeros, 37. To 1A, lots of zeros, 133, and that'll limit the amount of data that comes back to me in the ALV report. So now with our inbound delivery values set, just click the execute button and the report will run. And as you can see, it's brought a list of data back to us. Now the first thing we're going to do is look at how we can modify this list. So up on the toolbar, choose the Change Layout button. We then see a pop-up window that shows us all the available or hidden fields that we can add to our report. On the left-hand side, you can see the fields we already have, and on the right-hand side, there are all the fields that we can add in. So I'm going to select 7 extra fields to add to the report, so I'll highlight them, and then I'm going to use this button to copy them over to the left-hand side of the window, and then once I click the copy button, they will all be added to the report. The list view now shows the added elements on your table. Now one of the other things we can do within ALV is to highlight and show details of specific line items on our report. So let's go and do that. So just click the line item you want to view the details for, and then from the toolbar, click the Choose Details button. And the screen then changes to show us a table view of that specific record, showing all the fields filled in. Just click the back button and we'll be returned to the previous screen. Now you can also save the layout using the Save Layout icon. And this is for when we want to save this report layout so that we can come back to it sometime in the future and see exactly the same view, instead of the 4 or 5 fields we saw when we first run the report. So just click the icon and you'll see a pop-up window appear asking you to save the layout. When saving as a user-specific layout, an A must be keyed in at the beginning of the layout name. So let's call this A-new013 and then make sure the user-specific layout tick box has that tick mark inside. And then just click the Save button. And this saves our layout for us to use in the future. You can also click the Item View button to see specific data relating to the inbound delivery that we are looking at, such as material number and purchasing documentation. Once you click the Item View button, you then see the additional information. Click the Header View button and we will be returned to the previous screen. Now, as you can see here, the view has returned to its initial state. This is a result of saving the layout as user-specific, meaning it has to be applied for it to reappear. So click the Select Layout button to access the user-specific layouts. And as you can see, we get presented with the list of layouts we can apply to the screen. So I will select the A-new013 that we just created, followed by the Continue button. And there we go, we get to see the layout that we created earlier. Now once we are back to the user-specific layout we created, you can also rearrange the data that's displayed in the ALV report by using some of the options on the toolbar. One of these is the descending order icon. So all you need to do is place your cursor on the column you want to sort the report by, and then from the toolbar choose the Sort in Descending Order button. And as you'll see, the data on our report gets ordered in descending order on the delivery field. You can also use the filter icon to sort and arrange the columns of data on your report. So this time I'm going to click on the delivery date field and then click the Set Filter button. And here we are going to enter the filter criteria using a specific date range we want to see for our inbound delivery report. So I'm going to click the button to see a list of drop-down entries, and then from there choose the earliest date that I am being displayed, the 19th of May, year 2000. That value then gets copied into our From parameter, and then over on the To parameter, click the drop-down button again, and this time I'm going to select the 17th of January 2006. And what this means is I'm specifying a date range to filter our report on. So I only want to see records where the delivery date is from the 19th of May year 2000 through to the 17th of January 2006. So with those dates entered, just click the Enter icon to filter our report. Now one of the other really useful tools of an ALV report is that we can export our data to a number of different file formats, and one of the most popular is Excel spreadsheets. So let's do that. So from the toolbar, click the Spreadsheet button. We then get presented with a pop-up window asking us to select which format we want to export our data in. And from here, I'm just going to select the Microsoft Excel option, the very top one. Click the Continue button, and then from the Save As window that appears, you can now name the file and determine the location of where you want to save the Excel spreadsheet on your hard drive. And once the export transfers the data to your spreadsheet, you can then further manipulate the report according to your own preferences. You have the option of further manipulating the data and exporting it to multiple spreadsheets as necessary. But for now, we're going to return to the SAP Easy Access menu screen using the back button. And this concludes our demonstration of using the ALV functionality and capabilities.